Hi guys, welcome! In this video, we'll take a look at the new mobile MMORPG that I am currently enjoying, Eternal Sword M. Eternal Sword M is an open-world MMO with a gorgeous fantasy theme. It has a 3D realistic model with lots of quests and objectives to explore. There's also a guild scene, a fair amount of events, and competitive rankings to enjoy the game with your friends. It's currently running its final server test before it launches globally in March 24, 2020. For those of you in Indonesia and the Philippines, the game is already available for download on both iOS and Android devices. While for those in other regions, global launch is fast approaching on March 24. In this video, I'll be showing you my top 10 reasons why I'm currently hooked on this game, and hopefully this will give you an overview of what this game is all about. Alright, without further ado, let's begin. Let's first start with character selection. There are 5 main classes you can choose from. First up, we have the Swordsman, which is a melee physical class available in both genders. The next classes are currently gender locked. We have the Mage, which is a ranged magic class. The Gunner, which is a ranged physical type. The Warrior, which is also a melee physical class but is a balance of attack and survivability. And last but definitely not the least is the Miko, which is the ranged magic support class. For each of these jobs, there are subclass types you can choose from, which offers variety on how you want to build your character. For example, for mages, we either choose to be a scholar, which focuses more on AoE disable and AoE damage, a cabalist, which is more damage focused, or a wizard, which is a combination of debuffs and damage. After we select our character, the next page will give us a sneak peek of the customizations available in the game, which are absolutely gorgeous. This type of character personalization is one of the first things that I love about the game. Having these classic job types gives a certain level of familiarity, while being a new and exciting game to explore at the same time. You may even get to play dual classes, which we'll talk about in a while. Once you enter the game, you'll be welcomed by a colorful animation sequence, which brings me to another reason why I love the game, and that is that they put an effort to tell a story. The game is set in a world that has met destruction and chaos.
Our losses were great. Allies fell one by one. Get over here!
As an adventurer, we'll then be going back to 7 days prior to destruction to defeat enemies and, well, save the world. As you immerse yourself in the game, you'll notice a lot of the quests have an animated story, which makes things not only easier to understand, but interesting as well. I know that reading through the whole story is completely optional and only matters if you want to pay attention. Although there is an option to skip and ignore the NPC stories, I suggest you watch a few of the animations as you play along, and hopefully, like me, you will appreciate the game even more. Next thing I love is a user-friendly interface which centralizes your eyes to the middle of the screen. At the bottom right is the attack and skill buttons. This part gets hidden when in a city. At the bottom middle is the chat options for various in-game channels. At the upper left, we have our ongoing quests and party system options. At the upper left, we have our character information and memory quests, which we'll talk about later. And at the upper right, we have the minimap, trade, shop, various quests, events, and options, which we'll touch on shortly. Although this part seems cluttered, it will get hidden when you enter an instance. Having everything laid out on screen will keep you on track of what you need to do and what events are ongoing. In addition, you may opt to get visible alerts when cooldowns end or when events are starting. Speaking of events and quests, the thing I love about this game is that there are a lot of things to do to keep you busy. Surely, it's pretty overwhelming at the beginning and the red notification icons might trigger some OCD. But as you get used to the game, it's a healthy amount of things to do to keep things interesting. There is also no traditional monster grinding here, so it takes away hours and hours of farming, which can be monotonous. Instead, we gain EXP and items from quests and instances. To name a few, we have daily tasks such as EXP land, team trials for skill EXP and gold, and Tower of Decadence for various rewards. We can also gain loot from slaying boss monsters. You have more rewards if you deal more damage and thus gain ownership of the boss monster. However, even though you just participate, you still earn decent rewards. Just note that there are limited chances to get rewards when you slay a boss. Once you've used it all up, it will renew after a set amount of time. Next, we have the story dungeon, which unlocks levels based on the main quest you have completed. Completing this gives reward chests and also antiques, which increase character stats and unlock passive skills. Now, those are just a few examples of what we can explore here, and there are definitely a lot more features. As a beginner tip, follow the quests that automatically pop up in your quest bar, and also accomplish the memory quests. As mentioned in the storyline, the theme of the game is time traveling and regaining memory as the day moves onward from day 7 to day 1 prior to the destruction. Doing these quests is also like a built-in tutorial as it shows the features to explore in the game. Now, even though there's a ton of quests, accomplishing it is quite easy due to the game's autopath feature, where you just accept the quest and your character will find the landmarks on its own and even fight an auto. All you need to do is watch it unfold and maybe even indulge in the stories that come along. However, in terms of manual combat, you do have an option to switch to manual controls, which is useful for difficult quests and in PvP. If you're coming from an MMO which does not have an autopath feature and is more manual, You may find the autopath feature boring or maybe too easy. That is honestly my first reaction, but eventually I kinda appreciated the autopath because it takes away the nuisance of trying to find something. It really frees up a lot of time and it will allow you to enjoy the game more casually. Alright, next, one of the main goals of the game is to improve your character's combat power, or CP for short. We can do so by setting up our gears and getting the various unlocks and rewards from doing quests. But aside from that, there are other reward systems in the game which are quite interesting. First off, we have various mounts that we can unlock via quests. Once you have your main mount, you'll be able to level that up to cooler looking ones. There are also nice mount skins available, one of which can be obtained once we finish the first set of memory quests which I've mentioned earlier. Aside from that, another feature are the wings. Again, we can unlock our first pair from the memory quest, then improve that as we go along the story and quests. Unlocking and improving on these mounts and wings will also enhance your character's CP. I'd also like to mention here the familiar system, which is kind of like your character's pets which give various stats, have different skills, and can improve your CP. As we can see here, deploying a new familiar boosts CP, and leveling them up also boosts CP. Alright, up next, another thing that I love is more customization. If you ask me, a big factor of what gets me really hooked on a game is the overall look or aesthetic and whether or not I can customize my character. In my opinion, character personalization is an integral part of the MMO genre. Although character creation is not as in-depth compared to other games, giving players the power to create a character that fits a specific persona can help in immersing themselves in the game. Here we can see the various costume sets available, again some of which are available as an in-game quest rewards like this one from the memory quest. Moreover, once you have your costume, you can further customize its color combination, which allows you to play around more with your character's look and make it more unique. So of course, aside from cosmetic features, I also look forward to my character's development in-game. For your chosen job, you can advance to your first job at level 39, then to your second job at level 60. For example, a mage can be a wizard at level 39, then a magic master at level 60. Then afterwards, at level 80, your character may be able to break through and be reborn, which offers more features, such as a class conversion. Meaning once you are reborn, you may choose another class and use their skills in battle. These advances in jobs and classes contributes to a satisfying character progression. Hopefully, of course, they'll continue to offer more new features to keep the game interesting. Alright, at number 9, we have the social community. The game offers various channels to be able to interact with other players. Although some people may want to play MMOs as a solo player, I believe the experience is more rewarding when you are social. Aside from teaming up with your friends in various PvE content and rifts, we can also interact with other players through PvP and also the guild system. Here is a sneak peek at the guild menu interface. Furthermore, there are various guild events to look forward to. There's a guild versus guild event with the objective of destroying the enemy's crystal, and another which ranks your guild's boss damage compared to other competing guilds, all the while enforcing a player kill zone in the boss area. This competitive guild rating is not only in events but is also featured in the ranking system where you can see the top guilds. If you're the competitive type, players are also ranked individually based on combat power, speed of clearing instances, and whatnot. Another social feature is the wedding system. Entering and staying at the wedding area gives you EXP, which makes it a good incentive to celebrate together. As a side note, I absolutely love that they can also cater to same-gender marriages. And last but not least of the reasons why I like this game is the immersive fantasy atmosphere. From the story to the 3D graphics, it's definitely a treat, especially considering that this is a mobile game. The stories and quests that your character goes through fit perfectly together, which makes you feel attached to the game. Alright, so far we've gone through my top 10 reasons why I'm currently hooked on this new mobile RPG, Eternal Sword M. There are a lot of events and features that I have not yet covered, but I hope that this video gave you guys a good overview of what to expect in the game. From the various quests and PvE and PvP content, to the endless personalizations and aesthetic customizations, this game would definitely cater to both casual and hardcore players. Alright, that's it for this video guys. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed watching this video. If you're new here, I would love for you to consider subscribing by hitting the subscribe button down below. I would love to have you back. Thank you for watching and see you in our next episode.